You're hearing Focus with Paul W. Smith on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Well, a very good Tuesday to you in this crazy world of ours as we wake up each day wondering what next. Apparently, a lot continues to be happening, and I guess that's what happens when you go to war. There are all kinds of things that you were planning on and some that maybe you weren't. We'll cover it all, and we'll do our best to put a relentless positive radio spin on everything that we talk about, and it's not always easy as you're on your way to making each and every day count, knowing each day is a gift. Still don't know the QTR, as Kim would remind us, and that's why we should live every day. I don't like to say live it like it's our last, but live it to its fullest. Don't waste it. We don't have them to waste, frankly. And I do thank you for choosing to be a very important part of the best and brightest audience in all of radio. Anytime you're listening to WJR, you are doing that. And we appreciate you streaming us, coming back and podcasting us. If you can't hear the show from noon to 2 while we're on, you can do all that at WJR.com. You can do it on the free WJR app, which I hope you have. And of course, now we on Facebook and YouTube pages do live video streaming as we're on the air. So that's all good news. I'm glad you got your daily dose of deets in, Michael, with All Talk. And then right after us, JR Afternoon with Ryan Armani. We feel to be happy to be this Focus with Paul W. Smith sandwich.
We're the peanut butter and the jelly.
We're the peanut butter and the jelly. It's what I had yesterday. How did you know that? Do you have a camera in my house?
The only one I'm looking at right now, but you know what?
I had the peanut butter and jelly and loved it.
You know what?
Actually, it wasn't peanut butter.
Oh.
Almond butter.
Yeah. Well. There's nothing better than a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I don't care. I don't care if you're 5.
Well, wait a minute. You know what today is? The 3rd of March. And there was an eclipse, or there will be, or something. Kim has been trying to tell me about it.
The blood moon.
But more importantly, the biggest McDonald's hamburger ever made, I believe, is released today.
I'm going to try one tonight.
Forget about the peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
I'm going to try one too.
Maybe for dessert, but yeah, I'm definitely going to try it's called the Big Arch, I think.
The Big Arch.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of fast food sauces. So whenever they come out with a new one, I got to try it.
They have a new sauce.
Yeah, it looks like Big Mac sauce, but it's not. It's different.
Well, they need to make it different. They're obviously, every time they come out with a new product, it is to get business.
And I guess
either bring people back or bring people in for the first time, I guess.
And I guess for some reason the CEO is getting
I saw that.
Yeah, I saw the video and the guy was a little bit awkward, but I don't know why he's getting so much guff for it on social media. I guess maybe it looked like he didn't know how to quite eat a hamburger, which I guess is problematic for the CEO of McDonald's. But
are you kidding me? You know what? I glanced at the story and then didn't read it because I thought, here we go. Somebody's giving somebody a hard time for something stupid that's meaningless, which is what a hamburger is in the scheme of what's going on today. But what was it? Don't tell me he tried to eat a hamburger with a fork and knife.
No, I think that would be worse than what happened with Cracker Barrel last summer. No, he was just like, I'm going to try this and it's going to be my lunch. And then he opens it, it's like, wow, this is a big burger. I don't even know how to handle this thing. And it didn't look like it was too big. It's the size of a double quarter pounder. So
the guy was not hired for his acting ability.
No,
he was hired to try to keep the company in the green and make more money. That's what CEOs are hired to do.
Yeah. So, he could have been the most charismatic CEO or not. I'm going to try the burger anyway. So,
yeah, I'm going to try it too. Today is, and maybe this CEO found this out very quickly, it's International Irish Whiskey Day.
Oh, just around the corner from St. Patrick's Day. Maybe that's a tie-in.
It has been more than 800 years since Irish whiskey first emerged. It's whiskey produced in Ireland, and it's known for its smooth texture and quality. It's said to be a favorite of whiskey lovers all over the world. Huh. Okay, well, I don't remember an International Irish Whiskey Day, but everybody has a day, so.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I feel like it could be like Lincoln and Washington's birthday with St. Patrick's Day. You can just combine it into one day.
Our St. Patrick's Day party's coming up, by the way.
Yeah.
We're excited about that. We'll be on 11 to 2 on March 17th from St. John's.
Yeah, we were
which
there.
Is a lovely venue.
Yeah, it feels very Irish in there as well. So it feels very authentic.
It does.
2 weeks from Thursday, I think.
What's that?
I think it's 2 weeks from Thursday.
Is March 17th on a Thursday? I thought it was like on a
Tuesday. I'm sorry. 2 weeks
Tuesday,
from Tuesday,
right?
Yeah.
Listen, don't depend on me. I depend on you for dates and things. We fought for TikTok, and yet we get so many stories like this. Dangerous fire-breathing TikTok trend leaves Pittsburgh area girl severely burned and currently intubated.
Oh, my.
A 14-year-old Pittsburgh area girl in the hospital with severe burns after she took part in a dangerous trend on TikTok. Folks, you got to talk to your kids, and you got to explain to them that just because you see this foolishness on TikTok and people are claiming to do it, you do not do it. What our parents used to say to us is, well, if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge? No, I wouldn't want to jump off a bridge. I swear. Today, it's far worse than our friends jumping off a bridge.
Right.
And they're bringing the bridge to our kids and then goading them to step off.
Now, here's the one positive about TikTok. At least now we know what kind of dangerous things kids are doing. You know, before TikTok and the internet, you know, parents didn't really have a window into some of the dangerous things that we would try when we were kids. Right. So if you're on it enough and you're in the right algorithm, it could be a warning. But you're right. The kids will see one kid do something stupid, get 1 million views, turn out okay, and then they think that it's safe and they'll do the same thing.
So in a nutshell, the young girl, 14, tried to, quote, breathe fire with alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and she ended up with serious burns on her face, neck, and chest. I obviously have not seen this on TikTok. I don't want to see it, but I want our parents to know your kids are so vulnerable to these idiots on TikTok. Many of the things are probably controlled by China still, and they probably are laughing their butts off when they get American kids to do dangerous, stupid things. I don't know what else to say. Nice column by Bob Wojanowski. Wojo,
yeah.
You really felt bad when David Montgomery was traded. You don't express that very often, but you I could tell you cared a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I understood it. We got some good value, but look, he was a lot of fun to watch. He was a fan favorite. It's the business, but it's still a bummer.
Well, it as Bob put at the beginning of his excellent Detroit News column, DetroitNews.com, for the Lions, this is reality rising as their stars get pricier and their roster gets thinner. There's not much room left for luxury, and he says David Montgomery was frankly a luxury.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the best running backs.
He's going to command one of the highest salaries.
Yeah. And
when the time comes.
We got an offensive lineman, which we desperately need. So it was a good business move, but it's still sad to see him go.
Yep. I've often thought about that, how tough that is in the sports. You know, you get really feeling like you're part of the family and
right.
you know everybody, you bond because that's what good teams do. And then all of a sudden, could you come into my office? And you pack your bag and you literally have to pick up and leave.
Right.
And your whole family has to leave. Forget where you live. Forget about the kids' schools or unless you leave the spouse behind. And then it's just a tough deal.
Yeah. Either way, it's a tough choice.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got a lot to talk about. We had Mike Rogers scheduled, but then he had a flight issue. So we depend on a guy who's very good also with military experience, retired lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army. Rocky Retzkowski is coming on board to help out. And we're going to talk about, obviously, the current state of the war with Iran. So stay with us here in Focus on WJR.
Siding, they are built to withstand every season. When you are looking for replacement windows, entry doors, or siding, choose a company that installs more windows than anyone, Window World. This winter, let our everyday low price, 15 months no interest financing, and lifetime warranty make your window, door, and siding decision easy. Schedule today at 800 Window World or visit windowworlddetroit.com. That's windowworlddetroit.com.
Crystal here from Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Keep your home warm and your energy costs down with a new furnace from Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Visit familyheating.com to find the location near you and call to schedule a free, no-pressure estimate today.
Hair volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or a delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by Boeing at thumbcoasttheaters.com. Experience live professional theater at Thumb Coast Theaters in downtown St. Clair and Marine City, where the magic of Broadway comes alive right here at home. Don't miss Boeing, the hilarious comedy where one flight captain, 3 fiancés, and a flight schedule collide. Book your tickets today at thumbcoasttheaters.com. We have a broken water main on Dexter Avenue north of Fenkel Street. Some moving lane closures on I-94 eastbound between 12 Mile and 23 Mile until 2:30 this afternoon. And the I-696 westbound off-ramp to both northbound and southbound I-75 closed through late May. Same goes for the I-75 northbound off-ramp to westbound I-696. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Coming up at 2 o'clock on JR Afternoon, the Lions make a pretty significant trade on Monday. David Montgomery is gone. What does that mean for the future of this Lions offense? And are they done? 760 WJR. Well, lots going on, that's for sure. That's putting it mildly, as the president meets with the German chancellor. And as you might guess, much of the conversation is on the Iran strikes. We've been monitoring it. If anything pops up, Mike said he's going to switch over to it, and we'll see. Meanwhile, Rocky Richkowski is here. He is retired lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army. And he's got some thoughts and comments on this war with Iran. So, Rocky, we were happy to be able to get you at last minute here. Nice to have you with us.
Hey, great to be on with you again, Paul W.
My concern is only this. Look, I think this Ayatollah should have been taken out any time over the last 38 years or whatever it's been, 47, 37. I don't remember. It's been a long time. He's been causing trouble, killing Americans and others.
47 years. Yeah.
47 years. And I'm not surprised the Democrats go against it, because they will go against anything to try to make the president look bad. How these people, these Democrats, especially the women Democrats, could be against a regime that took all women's rights away, which used to be important to the Democrat Party, remember? Took all women's rights away, and now they're in a situation where they might get them all back again. People are still fighting this. But it does remind me that I'm concerned that our president does not always look beyond today, and therefore might be paying the price of upsetting much of the world with what he has said and what he has done with tariffs and in other things and other ways. He spent a tremendous amount of time saying the world loves us, but we're not getting a lot of love from the world right now.
Yeah, well, listen, Paul W., this issue is actually one where the U.S. and Israel have taken the lead with now, as we're seeing now evolve, our Middle Eastern partners. And our Middle Eastern partners, let's be honest, let's put the cards on the table here. Saudi Arabia wanted this to happen. Jordan wanted this to happen. The UAE wanted this to happen. But because of the internal relations and obviously within the Arab nations, as well as making sure that they protected the oil fields, especially around Riyadh, they had to play nice with Iran. But let's be honest, look at the Lebanon example, what happened in Lebanon. Saudi Arabia disinvested out of Lebanon and took their money out of Lebanon, and Lebanon's economy fell. And the reason they did that was because of Iran's proxy in Lebanon, and that was Hezbollah. And, I don't want to get into the politics because there's a lot of military aspects to unravel here. But think about this. Right now in Washington, D.C., the major cry of the Democrats is they're worried about the Iranian terrorist sleeper cells that they might attack within the United States.
So then why don't they approve a budget for the Department of Homeland Security?
It gets one step worse. These are the same Democrats that under Mayorkas let these people in because of uncontrolled borders. They're uncontrolled borders. And we do know that there's sleeper cells. So if this attack on Iran affects American citizens, it's going to affect our gas prices probably for about 4 weeks. And the other issue is we really need to keep our head on a swivel and look around if something doesn't look right, because there are sleeper cells. We know because the FBI, both under Biden, Obama, as well as Trump, testified that there are Iranian sleeper cells in the U.S.
The concern I have among many, many concerns, I think taking out the Ayatollah was brilliant and should have been done especially when the Israeli intelligence found out that all of those guys were together above ground in a meeting. It was too good to be true. They haven't had that opportunity ever, as far as I know. And so they took advantage of that opportunity. Now there was another blast that Israel carried out. They were having a group meeting deciding who to vote in next to run the country. How could these people be so stupid to, again, gather all of these quote unquote important people from the party to pick the next leader? And then they all got wiped out. I mean, we're not dealing with brilliance, are we?
Well, I think we are. They are still very intelligent people, but they've got malfeasance on their mind. Listen, it is true that Israel took out the main leadership compound with the 48 top leaders of Iran. But the intelligence actually was intelligence that Iran gained on the ground, as well as U.S. CIA signal intelligence, where they followed some of the.
You mean Israel? You mean Israel gained on the ground? Okay, I'm just trying to keep it clear here.
Yes, but also the U.S. was involved in that, using signal intelligence, keeping tabs on the bodyguards of some of these main leaders, and they were watching how they were coordinating and where they were going to confirm that the meeting was taking place. But you're absolutely correct. About 4 hours ago, Israel had targeted the compound where the Islamic Leadership Council of Iran was choosing their next leader, and they were discussing that. This was the second group, the second layer of leadership. And obviously, I don't think anyone from that meeting will be around for any comments or press availability later on today. They're pretty much gone.
Here's one of my concerns, and you'll help me because, Rocky, you're a great patriot. You've served this country in so many ways, and we appreciate you. First of all, the Democrats not funding the Department of Homeland Security at a time when we have sleeper cells run amok in our country is malfeasance, is being a traitor to the country and to the American people that they don't seem to care about. They care about their party and making this president look bad no matter what, however they can. But I think the president and his people are talking a little too much, and here's why. And believe me, the late night political shows that used to be entertainment shows back when like Johnny Carson did it and David Letterman, and they were very successful. And none of these shows you could add all three of them up and they don't come up to half the audience that those other shows used to have or the revenue. But they're paying attention and they're going to use all of this. So when you have somebody in the administration saying, well, we knew that Israel was going to attack and that therefore Iran would attack and they would attack us. So we had to get out in front of that and we attacked them. The president just said a moment ago on television, well, we probably forced Israel into moving because we were moving. I go, guys, shut up or get your story straight. Help me with this.
That's right. They need to be on the same sheet of music. And I hear the music coming, so I'll just say whatever the reason is, the right thing happened. We took out the ballistic missiles and especially their drones. There's primary, secondary, and tertiary. The primary is taking out their ballistic missiles and their nuclear weapons manufacturing capability. By the way, Russia's nuclear company called Rosatom stopped all nuclear construction in Iran. They're going back to Russia. Their secondary purpose, China buys 5% of its oil from Venezuela, 15% from Iran. We just basically boxed in China and China's economy. And the third, the tertiary, is the big one. Russia gets all of its accurate drones from guess where? Iran.
Putin, by the way, has stepped up and has offered his services to Middle East, Iran, and everyone around there. He's offered his services to try to help fix things. You gotta love Putin.
Wouldn't it be great if he attended one of those meetings?
Oh, bite your tongue, Rocky. But yes, you're right. It would be. Thanks for your help as always. And thanks for filling in for me Thursday. I appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to it. Hey, take care, Paul W., and let's pray for peace.
Pray for peace every day. Rocky Rechkowski, retired lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army, here in Focus on WJR. You know, the weather is starting to warm up. It may not feel like it all the time, but it is starting to warm up, and it's time to start thinking about home improvement projects. And The most important yet overlooked spring home improvement project is getting your roof inspected to make sure it's still keeping the water outside of your home. Now, why is this important for spring? Well, you know what spring brings. Spring showers. The freeze-thaw cycles of the winter can cause the shingles on your roof to become brittle and to develop tiny micro cracks in them. Call Victor's Home Solutions today before the spring rush hits and schedule a free 21-point roof inspection. They'll go over every square inch of your roof and make sure there is nowhere water can get in. This also allows you to catch minor problems early and fix them with an inexpensive repair. Repairing water damage from a leaky roof is far more expensive than keeping your roof maintained and making minor repairs along the way. If it is time for a new roof, Victor's has you covered. I was a paying customer several years ago, liked them so much, I needed to tell you about Victor's, and I have, and you have responded, and you have been very happy. Now, they've got their prompt follow-up. They've got their on-time appointments. When they say they're going to be there, they're there. Clear communication, perfect installation the first time. And don't forget, they offer an industry-leading 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. So call today before the spring rains get into your home. Call 1-866-VICTORS, 1-866-VICTORS. You can go online at simply victors.com. Victors.com. Easy enough. 866-VICTORS on the phone, online at victors.com. We continue Focus with Paul W. Jr.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. If you'd like to discuss a lawsuit, text WORD to 323232, WORD to 323232, WORD to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
Detroit Pride isn't just a feeling, it's how we show up for each other. Every March 13th, the 313 comes alive, but this year, the Children's Center is turning that one-day celebration into a lifetime of support. Right now, children in our city are facing trauma and instability. They need more than just a moment, they need a legacy. That's why the Children's Center is launching the 313-day auction. Every dollar raised goes directly into a permanent endowment to ensure Detroit's kids have the care and guidance they deserve for decades to come. And the prizes? They're pure Detroit. Bid on a 24-person suite at Ford Field for Ed Sheeran or $10,000 in credit at the new Restoration Hardware. Best of all funds raised will be matched, doubling your impact on our community's future. The auction is online only and is live March 1st through March 13th. Every winning bid builds a permanent foundation of healing and hope for the 4,000 local children who count on us every year. Bid at thechildrencenter.com.
Never miss
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose
The Daily Dose
of Deets.
The Daily Dose of Deets. The top of mind topics and stories,
Because America keeps building, innovating, and growing.
but at a depth and breadth that only Kevin Dietz can conceive.
Love doesn't have to be built on these grand gestures.
It's Can't Miss Radio.
You can't fake that kind of leadership Verlander is going to be able to bring to Scooball.
Kevin's own unique take on news and entertainment that'll get you talking all day
Social media should not get a pass just because it's digital.
and into tomorrow. The Daily Dose of Dietz. First thing out of the gate on All Talk with Kevin Dietz. Weekdays at 9 on WJR. Thanks for listening to WJR and Focus. Here's Paul W. Smith.
Well, the Oversight Committee has, House Oversight Committee has now released video of the closed-door depositions of former President Bill and Secretary Hillary Clinton that occurred last week as part of the panel's investigation into the monstrous Jeffrey Epstein. Although former President Bill Clinton has more documented ties to Epstein, it was Hillary Clinton's deposition that grew more heated as she frequently clashed with Republicans. She was not happy. She didn't want to be there. She didn't know why she was there, and she's never been shy under those circumstances. What's it all mean? Where's it all go? Let's talk to Jason Rowe. He's the principal of Rowe Strategic, and he knows a thing or two about these kinds of situations, and he's going to share his knowledge with us right now. Jason, always a pleasure to have you here.
Good afternoon, Paul W.
I get a kick out of one of the newspaper stories that said under a headline, Hillary Clinton did not want to be there. Who in their right mind would want to be there?
Yeah, it was pretty obvious that she was a political prop, and she knew she was being used for the optics, not for anything substantive. I will say, though, as close as the ties that former President Clinton maintained with Epstein, that she never had an opportunity to meet him. She apparently had a relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell, his pimp, but not with him. But, he was a big booster of the Clinton Global Initiative, which both the president and the former Secretary of State worked together closely on. So I am surprised that she didn't know him, but I don't think there was any there for House Republicans.
And they seem to take pleasure, especially Representative Nancy Mace, the Republican of South Carolina, who took a lead role in questioning Mrs. Clinton, pressing her repeatedly about her quote-unquote feelings about images from the Epstein files in which Mr. Clinton, President Clinton, appears with young women. I mean, imagine asking any wife this question, which, by the way, has I can't think of any pertinent reason for this, but, quote, when you saw your husband in these photos with young women being massaged, what went through your mind? What a question to ask. And I'm glad that Hillary Rodham Clinton is no pushover. And she said, what are you? I'm not here to speculate about situations where I wasn't even present.
Yeah, the unfortunate part of these hearings is two of the least serious Republican members of Congress, Nancy Mace and Lauren Boebert, sit on the committee that did those interviews, and both of them created political theater for their social media profiles, not to get to any pertinent facts. Nancy Mace is running for governor in South Carolina. Her campaign is flailing, so I think she's trying to grab onto anything that will get her clicks and help her raise her profile in this race. And I don't listen, Hillary Clinton's been put through a lot. I mean, my political mentor was one of the three managers of the Clinton impeachment. So I'm as exposed to, the Clinton scandals of the 90s and what Hillary Clinton got dragged through as anybody. But this was for the political theater for the committee members, not for anything that was going to get to any answers that we do deserve on President Clinton's relationship with Epstein.
I'll use this because the alliteration is just too delicious. I'll say Bimbo Boebert, only because, I don't know if she's a bimbo or not, but it just works. Bimbo Boebert.
Rhymes with bimbo.
It does. It works very well. But the fact of the matter is, she did release photographs after everybody involved agreed there'd be no photographs released. What? And she did it twice.
During the deposition. I mean, while this is going out, she's putting this stuff out on social media, which, Secretary Clinton stormed out and then was done. She got talked back in by her attorney about 30 minutes later after the committee members agreed that would cease. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that for certain members, and Mace and Boebert are at the very top of that list, they're there for the clicks, not for anything useful.
I'm so glad that you point this out, because I did not know that. And this just upsets me even more. I mean, what are they doing in Congress? I mean, we already know there are plenty of Democrats who shouldn't be there, but there is obviously some Republicans that shouldn't be there.
Well, and I get frustrated that we don't police our own when we should be. I think that Mace and Boebert's behavior over the years has been so bad that people are willing to call them out publicly. And Boebert's calmed down a bit, but Mace seems to get more erratic, not less.
President Clinton stayed, I think, had a much calmer demeanor. He's had maybe more experience here. Plus, he knew he was facing
depositions about sexually inappropriate relationships. No.
Okay. All right. He has had more experience, but she's been around for all of that. Back when he was governor, I mean, he just has not been able to control himself. I think age is all that's controlling him now. And maybe that's why we're not seeing any more trouble. I don't know. But he defended Hillary during his testimony, stating that she had nothing to do with Epstein and that she did nothing illegal and he did nothing illegal during his friendship with Epstein. Now, since on social media, which is completely unreliable, there was a picture of the former First Lady, Secretary Clinton, with President Bill Clinton, with Epstein. But you don't know if it's real. There's no way to know if that was a real photograph, unfortunately. Man, we are in trouble.
Receiving line in something glancing. The one thing with Clinton, those of us old enough to remember him perjuring himself on camera during a deposition, it's hard to believe Bill Clinton, but it's hard to believe the relationship that he had with Epstein, that nothing inappropriate happened. We know this president's preferences better than we've known any in our lifetimes.
Yeah, he has not been able to control those urges, and I'm far worse than any of us will ever know. It was whispered about by his staff when he was governor, and they thought he would stop doing it once he became president, and he didn't, and that's sad and unfortunate. And it is a little difficult to believe that he wouldn't avail himself to such a sick, sad smorgasbord as presented by that monster Epstein. Appreciate your help, Jason Rowe, principal of Rowe Strategic. We thank you very much.
Thanks, Paul W. Have a great day.
Rowe Strategic, Jason Rowe, principal, here at 1243.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
At Average Al's Furniture Warehouse, our sofas have cushions, our tables have 4 legs, our recliners recline. So come on by for a perfectly average experience.
Cumulus Digital doesn't stop at average. We work with more than 4,000 local businesses every month, delivering campaigns that beat industry averages by over 25%, driving real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. If you'd like to discuss a lawsuit, text WORD to 323232, WORD to 323232, WORD to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement savings to stock market risk? There are strategies you can use to keep your money safe no matter what happens in the stock market. Join us for Money Talks with Joseph Uplager, Saturdays at 5 p.m. right here on WJR 760.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by NECA, IBEW Local 58. Count on the Powering Michigan team of IBEW 58 skilled electricians and NECA signatory contractors for your next commercial, industrial, public, or residential construction project. The best electricians, the best electrical contractors, period. Learn more at poweringmichigansfuture.com. We've got an accident on I-75 southbound at 14 Mile. We also have a broken water main on Dexter Avenue north of Fenkel Street. Some moving lane closures on I-94 eastbound between 12 Mile and 23 Mile until 2:30 this afternoon. The I-696 westbound off-ramp to both northbound and southbound I-75 closed through late May. Same goes for the I-75 northbound off-ramp to westbound I-696. And some construction on M14 eastbound between Beck Road and I-275. Your two right lanes are closed there. That's scheduled 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. daily through Thursday. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Warmer weather on approach later this week, but we are tracking a little bit of a mixed bag of precip types off to our north for this afternoon. A little freezing drizzle. 38 this afternoon, 27 tonight, mostly cloudy tomorrow, 44, and up to 50 degrees by Friday and 60s on Saturday with rain showers into the weekend. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore at the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
Detroit Regional Dollars for Scholars, DRDFS, has been helping local students prepare for life after high school for 35 years. My dear friends, Bill and Vivian Young, were there at the beginning, and God bless Bill Young, who asked me, Bill Young, you remember me talking about him a number of times and talking with him, the founder of Plastipack Packaging and the family of AbsoPure that you've heard so many times over the years here. He invited me to be on the Detroit Regional Dollars for Scholars Advisory Board. Unfortunately, I'm on the air now whenever they have their meetings because I'm on the air from noon to 2. I used to be able to be more involved when I was doing the morning show. For a number of years, I emceed their event, and it's always been a pleasure to watch the people behind the scenes and the leadership that Bill Young put together without any question. That includes Krista Funk, the executive director of the Detroit Regional Dollars for Scholars. And their 13th annual celebration luncheon is coming up Wednesday, March 11th at the University of Detroit Mercy. And Krista, you guys are just doing a fabulous job and going strong.
Thanks so much, Paul. Yeah, it's been going well. We're so excited for the event and really looking forward to sharing a great day with so many different supporters.
Can people still come to the lunch, or is it sold out, or can they still get tickets to support the students?
We can still accommodate more people. We're getting close there, but we're really excited. You can go onto our website, drdfs.org, and still purchase a ticket or a sponsorship or make a donation. We'd love to have additional support.
drdfs.org, as in Detroit Regional Dollars for Scholars. drdfs.org and be a part of it. That's something that started off with a couple, 2, 3, 4 people and has grown tremendously into helping students, because a lot of students don't have the support many of us have. You know, you go through high school and then you go, what next? And they may not have parents that ever could tell them what next. That's what you guys do.
Yeah, so we are, a full-scale college access and success nonprofit. So we start with sophomores in their 10th grade year of high school, really making sure to inspire and prepare them for their next level of education. We do lots of different college campus trips, SAT prep, FAFSA completion, pretty much you name it. And we do it for a student that needs to get to higher education. Every student receives a $4,000 scholarship, and then we continue all of our support throughout their time in higher education with college coaching, our Scholar Success Fund that can cover some of those unexpected expenses that they may have, and really just the general guidance. About 75% of our students are the first in their family to go off to college, and so you just don't know what you don't know. And so, we're really happy to be able to support about 1,000 students on an annual basis now.
I love that these students who've gone through the program have realized how important it was in their lives, that many of them, Krista, come back and join the team to try to help new students.
For sure. Yeah, we've had a couple of students that have come through and joined our team. And then we also have quite a few that are involved in some of our board committees, really helping to do some of the fundraising work. We've got a recent grad on our finance committee, which is great, and our investment committee. So love being able to see our scholars, come through the whole program and then join us back as professionals. It's really fulfilling.
Lots of business people in our area who understand how important this work is are a part of Dollars for Scholars. And these numbers maybe you can update them if they're low, but from when I remember, you were partnering with 16 schools across Macomb, Monroe, Oakland, Washtenaw, and Wayne counties. You've awarded scholarships exceeding $3 million to more than 1,700 students since 1990, with that alumni network growing each year. And as you mentioned, $4,000 scholarships. So it's been just incredible. And you even have a special DRDFS scholarship program, the Academic Support Program, that earned its own name back in 2019, the Next Level Scholars. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that's really our core programmatic work with all of our scholars. It's really a lot more fun to be part of Next Level Scholars than, the whole mouthful of Detroit Regional Dollars for Scholars. And so it's been really cool to kind of have that program branded, make students feel engaged. And one thing that we found is that they really find a strong community within the program and build that network. So we have students, about 30 high school students at each of the schools that we're serving. And so they get really close with those, students in their own high school, but also they're building that strong community and connection across all 16 high school partners that we have. And so, really having the program strengthened and a good feel for the high school, it really makes a huge difference for our students really feeling bought in and excited and ready to go off to higher ed.
And that Detroit chapter of Dollars for Scholars became the first chapter nationwide to be awarded the Scholarship America Honors Award. DRDFS proud to receive this great award next to the scholarship programs of Chick-fil-A and Coca-Cola, which are huge major corporations with a heck of a lot of money at their disposal. So good for you. You have taken what money you have and what money generously has been donated by people who, like listening right now, might want to step up and do, and you've used it so wisely that you received that award among those corporate heavyweights. You got to be proud of that, Krista.
Very proud. Yeah, it's been really great to be recognized alongside them and share some of the work that we do with their programs and be a great partner to all the good things that they're doing as well. So it's been such an honor and really exciting.
Well, you've done a great job for the period of time that you've been there, which now seems like forever, but I know it's not forever, but you've been there a long time. And the 13th annual Detroit Regional Dollars for Scholars Celebration Luncheon will be March 11th at 11 a.m. at the University of Detroit Mercy's Witty Fitness Center. And you can be there. And if you can't be there, you can still support this incredible work that the Detroit Regional Dollars for Scholars does. And you do that by going online to drdfs.org. drdfs.org. Anything else we need to know, Krista?
No, I think just thanks so much for the support. And we're really excited to share all of our students and have them meet all the great supporters.
Excellent. It'll be a great show. Who's emceeing it? I don't have that in front of me. I had it, but I don't see it now.
Yeah, we have Jacqueline M. Baker emceeing the event. She's from Scarlet Communications and also does a lot of our programming directly with our scholars. And then we have Lisa Howes, a CPA and author and former state representative. That's going to be our keynote this year. So we're really, really thrilled to have her.
It's always a great program, that's for sure. March 11th, 11 a.m., University of Detroit Mercy. It'll be a great opportunity for you to see the great work that they do at Detroit Regional Dollars for Scholars. And God bless Bill and Vivian Young, Bill from Plastipack and Absopure, for being there at the very beginning. And I thank him for getting me involved on the advisory board. It's just been a wonderful ride to watch all the good work you do, Krista Funk, and you do a great job. Thanks much.
Thanks, Paul.
drdfs.org. drdfs.org. Get more information. Buy tickets, buy a table, donate money, whatever you can do, they would greatly appreciate. Coming up, David Sowerby and the markets, who are reacting, obviously, to the war. Marie Osborne and more coming up. Stay with us, WJR.
For many retirees, changes to interest rates could mean your lump sum options will reduce. Choosing between a lump sum and monthly pension options, like all retirement decisions, shouldn't be an emotional decision. It's a math problem. Most people and professionals are doing the wrong math. Hi, I'm Kirk Cassidy, lead instructor for the Retirement Education Foundation, a charitable program, and the co-host of the Retirement Education Hour, heard here Saturday, 6 a.m. and 1 p.m. A complete retirement plan should guide every major decision in order to maximize efficiency. If you want to retire early, spend more, and reduce your anxiety, join us for our near master's level 8-hour retirement education courses, where we have taught tens of thousands of families with assets between $1 to $20 million. To register for a course or watch updated webinars, visit refedu.org. That's refedu.org. Classes are held at major universities in Michigan and Missouri. $29 tuition goes to charity. Courses are sponsored by the Retirement Education Foundation, a charitable program.
Your child's education is the foundation for tomorrow's leaders. Listen every Sunday at 3 p.m. for School Talks, hosted by Dr. Robert Livernoy. A conversation on all things education, from parents and students to educators and policymakers. School Talks is dedicated to in-depth discussions and analysis with experts on a wide range of topics in education. Sponsored by Clark Construction Company, thoughtfully planning and building educational facilities to foster innovation where students and faculty thrive. Visit clarkcc.com.
Hi, it's Dave Lorenz. The key to a great getaway is to know a bit about the place and to leave plenty of opportunity for discovery. We'll show you the way on the Michigan Travel Show, Sundays at 4 on 760 WJR.
Your morning is busy, so we'll keep it brief. Upgrade your routine with WJR's 5 Things First Thing. JR Morning with Chris, Lloyd, and Jamie break down the top 5 stories in just 5 minutes. Delivered straight to your device. Start your day by hitting play. Subscribe today on the always free WJR app.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes. 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
Iran has been decimated. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That assessment from President Trump a short time ago.
They have no Navy. It's been knocked out. They have no Air Force. It's been knocked out. They have no air detection. That's been knocked out. Their radar has been knocked out.
Also telling reporters that based on how nuclear talks were going, he believes Iran was going to attack first.
They were getting ready to attack Israel. They were getting ready to attack others. You're seeing that right now. And a lot of those missiles that are hitting in, those are stationary. Those were aimed there for a long period of time at these other countries. So I think I was right about that.
Iran's missile and drone strikes leading a growing number of U.S. embassies in the Middle East to close, including in Saudi Arabia, where the American embassy came under drone attack earlier today. The president taking questions during a White House meeting with Germany's chancellor, who says they're on the same page, calling Iran's regime terrible. But he also wants to talk about what comes next.
This is important not just for the Americans. This is extremely important for Europe and extremely important for Israel and their security. So we are really looking forward to find ways how to deal about the day after.
They also plan to talk trade and the war in Ukraine, which President Trump says remains very high on his priority list, still offering hope that a peace deal is possible. The full House and Senate get closed-door briefings on Iran today from top U.S. officials, including Secretary of State Rubio. The fighting has stranded thousands of people in the Middle East, including U.S. citizens. If flights have been canceled, the State Department says it's now preparing military and charter flights for Americans who want to leave the region. An official also tells Fox hundreds of Americans have already left Israel since the start of the conflict. The State Department assisting more than 130 of them, and they're in direct contact with hundreds more. America is listening to Fox News.
Whether you're starting an office, industrial, public sector, or healthcare real estate project, you're going to have questions.
How should we approach construction?
Are we getting the best real estate advice?
Lots of questions. At Plant Moran Real Point, our multidisciplinary team of real estate experts have decades of experience successfully guiding Michigan's largest real estate projects from concept to completion. Here's our point. To find the commercial real estate answers and guidance you need to succeed, let Plant Moran Real Point point the way. Learn more at pmrealpoint.com.
Thumb Coast Theaters presents Boeing, a high-flying farce set in the 60s that centers on one charming bachelor who finds himself juggling 3 fiancées. Boeing, in Marine City, March 14th through the 29th. Listen to JR Morning 6 till 9 a.m. this Wednesday for your chance to win show tickets and a night stay at the Inn on Water Street. Tickets on sale at thumbcoasttheaters.com.
You know, I was doing a podcast with Chris Alberta from Principium talking about planning for retirement. And boy, did he bring home a great point. As I'm looking at the price of coffee or the price of beef going up, it makes me anxious.
Yeah, and it should. Look, the reality is that when you have a firm like ours, we don't traditionally lose clients. So they're long, ongoing relationships. And communication is key. When someone calls me 6 months or 1 year into a plan that we've built, and they say, Chris, you know, we've been drawing $6,000, $8,000 a month from our portfolio, but we're becoming a little bit uncomfortable. The savings account is becoming a little bit dry. Great. That's why we built it the way we did, because I know that if we're operating at a minimum and we need to twist that dial up, right, and really pad the coffers a little bit more, we have the ability to do that. My job is to tell you if the capital you have saved up is not capable mathematically of providing the income you need, you either need to work longer or adjust your expenditures.
Call Chris Alberta today, 888-800-8949. That's 888-800-8949.
This is Focus with Paul W. Smith on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Welcome in to hour number 2 on this Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Relentless positive radio. That's what we try to do here in Focus with Paul W. Smith and our team. Mike Parsons, executive producer, Danielle Mason, who is training Abby Pelkey today. Abby, welcome aboard. Rich Luzinski taking a look at our WJR traffic and weather. I could see that Abby wasn't sure if she should respond, or I want to hear your voice on the radio, Abby. Go ahead. It's nice to have you here, Abby.
Hi, Paul. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. We've become like the training ground of some of our future superstars, and that's where we're going to put Abby Pelkey, who's being trained by Danielle Mason to run the board and do all the things we need. How's it feeling so far, Abby?
It's feeling good. Danielle's
Good.
very good.
Very good. Oh, and there's Danielle standing right behind her, making sure everything goes well. And Mike Parsons you're overseeing the whole thing.
I trust Danielle. Danielle's a very good trainer because she puts people at ease naturally.
She does. She does. She puts me at ease.
Don't tell her we're saying nice things about her, though.
No, don't ever let her know. All right, a couple of quick things here. This is crazy. By the way, you can stream us, podcast us later, which I hope you'll come back and do at WJR.com. Don't forget to get the free WJR app. Also, all the cool kids have them. And on Facebook and YouTube pages, do a live video streaming as we're on the air, which we appreciate very much, as you're on your way to making each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And thanks for being an important part of the best and brightest audience in all of radio. And that you are that once you listen anywhere to this great radio station. All right. I have no other details, but Mike is going to look into this for maybe tomorrow. Is tomorrow Wednesday? Tomorrow, maybe.
Yes, it is.
An investigation has found that chemicals of unknown safety have been secretly added to the U.S. food supply. What in the world does that mean?
Yeah, it's very, very vague.
Chemicals of unknown safety were secretly added to the U.S. food supply. We got enough stuff in our food now that doesn't make sense. I saw something recently. I looked very carefully because I don't like fake sugar. I think if you're going to have sugar, whether you have diabetes or not, you have a little sugar, it's not going to, I'm not a doctor, so don't take my word, but all of it's better than the fake sugars. And yet I actually see products that say pure cane sugar, and then down below stevia or one of these fake sugars. And I go, what the heck do they need that for? Somebody's got a great sales team, apparently. And why would you put stevia or any of those other fake sugars into pills that you just swallow, that you don't taste, that we don't care if they're sweet, sour, or indifferent?
Yeah, that is weird. I didn't know they were doing that.
Oh, it's happening. It's kind of like, remember, well, I don't want to go down that path right now. We don't have time to.
Do you think that this news coincides with the launch of the big arch at McDonald's?
No, but let me see here. You sent me a story here. Internet teases, I want to see. Internet teases McDonald's CEO for Big Arch Burger product review. McDonald's set to release Big Arch Burger today, getting attention for its size. It has 2 quarter pounder with cheese is my favorite burger from any of the places. I'm just going to say it out loud. But it's surrounded by 3 slices of melted white cheddar cheese. And then there's some kind of a taste test video with Chris Kempczynski, who's now famous. We never would have known he was McDonald's CEO.
Right.
trying the burger in early February. It's drawn skepticism and teasing from the internet, with some people unconvinced that Kempczynski even enjoyed the food.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
it wasn't
there he is. If the guy does not have an ounce of body fat, has probably never walked into a McDonald's and ordered a burger. Until he had to as CEO.
Yeah, he probably felt the same way eating that burger as RFK did on that plane where they were eating. Everyone was eating McDonald's and he was forced to have a hamburger.
His president made him. That's funny. Okay, so let's see what else. President Trump. Are you kidding me? President Trump. What is he, a glutton for punishment? Does he think that he's going to be welcomed with open arms? He's going to go to the White House Correspondents' Dinner? He didn't go last year.
I saw he must think he's going to have a friendly audience there or something.
Oh, my goodness. He's going as the first time as president. He has previously boycotted the annual event. Last time he was there, I see the video still. They made fun of him.
Right, which is what they do at the correspondence dinners.
They do, but he takes those things very personally.
I predict some all caps posts on Truth Social in the new future. At like
night.
3 a.m., yeah.
That is probable. How about this? You know, when they were associated with this radio station, they did very well, but now I'm reading the Faster Horses Country Festival is not returning to Michigan Speedway in 2026. Do you have any idea why?
Yeah, I think, Daniela, didn't they not come back last year too? The Faster Horses? I thought they were on hiatus.
Well, they were
last year
canceled
as well.
in 2025,
Yeah.
and they're not returning in 2026.
They said they're only going off for a year, but we all knew deep down it was never coming back. It's
Why?
never coming back.
I thought it was successful.
It is successful, but it is also a nuisance. It's a nuisance to everyone that's in the area. However, it's good for businesses in the area.
But is it any more of a nuisance than when they have the races? You know, I used to do a show on Saturdays from the races, and until WJR stepped in and got the traffic pattern fixed with Lansing, I used to have to be helicoptered in to do my broadcast, or I wouldn't be able to get in because it was that crowded.
There used to be a WJR billboard on the side of the barn, but then I had to email someone and say WJR has no affiliation out there anymore. Anyways,
Who put you in charge of having?
I don't know. I
stand up
told
for our trademark.
I told Ron.
Danielle got Faster Horses canceled with that email.
No, so what? It's. I say it's worse than NASCAR in that it's a younger crowd. NASCAR isn't that young, which means there's a lot more underage drinking, a lot more drug usage. It's just a mess.
It's also
Maybe
nudity.
That's too bad.
It's also got to be very expensive with all the acts that they bring in for 3 days.
It's actually cheap.
No, I mean, it's probably expensive to put it on.
Yeah.
Maybe because it was cheap for you to go,
Right.
they can't afford to keep doing it.
Yeah, because I could buy a ticket to go for like $2.99, and then if you split your campsite with people, so you can fit as many people onto a campsite, you could be paying $20 a night to stay at a campsite.
You buy a ticket for $299.
Yes.
And then you split that up among other people.
Not your ticket. You split the campsite. So if you go to Faster Horses, you have to have a campsite. Well, I guess you don't have to, but the majority of people do. You get a campsite and you split the campsite between however many people you have.
Well, I just want to say it's good that we're all learning this now when it no longer exists. So,
well, for future,
if there's another Faster Horses, we'll know what to do.
It's the same at Electric Forest, and that one's still going on.
Now, did you? I note that Abby Pelkey, who was there a moment ago.
You ever been to Faster Horses, Abby?
She's too young to have gone to Faster Horses.
Yeah, I have not touched Faster Horses.
No,
Me
good
either.
for you. All right. I just wanted to make sure you weren't wheeled right out of the studio. These things happen, you know. This is these things happen. Okay, what else do we have here? Hall of Shame hero, Fox 2 legend Rob Wolchek is retiring after nearly 30 years.
Yeah.
Good for you, Rob.
I think last night was his last night, and I saw a video on social media of them clapping him out after his final broadcast. It looked like Huel came back. Huel came back to wish him well, and yeah, you'll never
What a great guy Huel is. What a great guy Rob is. Mr. Hall of Shame himself, retiring since he's helped hundreds of people since joining Fox in December of 1997. I hope somebody on the air thanks me when I retire one day, but I'm afraid all of the people that I know or knew won't be on the air anymore. But you'll be around, Mike.
Yeah, I'll thank you. I'll set. You know what? I'll set a reminder every day because I don't know when you retire, so I don't want to forget.
I don't want to know. I don't want to retire. But be that as it may, I hope I'm not anytime soon. I'm assured I'm not being retired. But that aside, remember the good old days when you turned on WJR and you heard Tiger baseball and Red Wings hockey and even at one point Lions football?
Sure.
Well, now you can't find them. I have no idea where they are. And here's this story. Detroit Tigers, Red Wings, TV update. Detroit Sportsnet is their new home. I don't know. I would not know if you said, Paul, I'm going to give you $1 million if you turn on Detroit Sportsnet.
Yeah.
I would not be able to find it within a minute.
Yeah. You're
Maybe
right.
ever.
Yeah. Well, because you don't have it on your TV yet. You'll have to download it.
Oh, you have to pay for it?
Yeah.
Another?
Well, and hopefully, because like FanDuel had a deal with Comcast, so certain cable providers would be on it. But so hopefully that's the case with this as well.
I'm loving the videos now because these people are so stupid, like Nancy Pelosi, who forget that they said that Obama didn't need permission when he started bombing Libya. Yet she's saying that this president needed permission before he started bombing Iran. It's just astonishing. And the primary mainstream, lamestream media won't run those videos, but of course Fox does. All these people who said in the past that presidents didn't need permission from Congress to do exactly what this president has just done. It's mind-blowing, man. We've got our hands full as the American public with all these people in politics. We have our hands full, and I don't know how we're going to fix that. But thank God you've got WJR and some other people who do their best to speak the truth in talk radio and not just lie down and go with the lies. Can I get a yes, sir, on that one?
Yes, sir.
You see, Abby Pelkey, he knows where his bread is buttered. And so he goes along for this because it makes sense. I'll just say that. The market responding, that's and gas prices and all of that. That's coming up next. David Sowerby, Managing Director, Portfolio Manager at Ancora Bloomfield Hills, all-around good guy, has helped us over the years, is here to fill us in on the global market sell-off that has been intensifying even as we speak. Does that mean that's a great buying opportunity? We'll ask him as we continue in Focus at WJR. Well, I want to start with this. It may seem obvious, but there's something I've been telling you about that you might find hard to believe. It is true. And that is Marygrove awnings. Marygrove can often install your awning in as little as 48 hours, not 6 weeks, not, well, we'll call you when we can, 48 hours. And that's because my friend Mike Fallahy and his family have been running Marygrove right here in Detroit for over 90 years. 90 years in this town means you either build it right or you're gone. And they are not gone. They are growing like crazy. And for good reason. Marygrove only makes motorized awnings, no cranks, no shortcuts, none of the old stuff. You hit the remote, you get instant shade. Heavy-duty framing, fully enclosed housing to protect the fabric, built-in LED lights, adjustable pitch when the weather turns. And there are no middlemen, no random subcontractors, real Marygrove employees installing it. And this is going to increase the usable space in your home by making that section in your backyard usable all the time, no matter the weather. It is spectacular. And all the doctors say spending more time out of doors is healthier for you than spending all that time inside. This is going to help you do that. And all backed by a 10-year warranty. So here's what you do. You go to marygrove.com. marygrove.com. You do that right now and book the free in-home appointment. It takes about 5 minutes. It's easy, low pressure. And you could be sitting under your new awning in as little as 48 hours. Don't wait for the temperatures to break and the weather to break. Be ready to go out and enjoy yourself immediately. Do this now. Go to marygrove.com and book your free in-home appointment. Don't wait. marygrove.com. It's Detroit built. It's 90 years strong. And they can do this faster than anyone else in the industry. I'll say this from my own experience with Mike Fallahy and Marygrove. They can do it faster and better than anyone else in the industry. Go to marygrove.com or call them at 1-800-44-AWNING. 1-800-44-AWNING. You will be glad you did. We continue In Focus with Paul W. Smith on WJR.
Do you have at least 1 month worth of food in your pantry? If not, you should definitely go to mypatriotsupply.com right now. My Patriot Supply is America's #1 supplier of long-term storable food. They've helped over 3 million Americans get prepared. And for a limited time, when you order their best-selling 4-week food supply, you'll get an additional week of food absolutely free. There's no catch, but act fast because this offer ends soon. Claim your free emergency food kit now at mypatriotsupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this. Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career. Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Are you concerned about outliving your money? If so, tune in to Money Talks with Joseph Uplegger, Saturdays at 5 p.m. Joe will help make sure you get the retirement you deserve, Saturdays at 5 p.m. right here on WJR 760.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Stand Up to Cancer.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
And Weather First is sponsored by the Michigan Golf Show. The first sign of spring is here. The Michigan Golf Show, presented by ABC Warehouse at Vibe Credit Union Showplace, formerly Suburban Collection Showplace. The Michigan Golf Show with hundreds of contests and thousands of prizes. Go to michigangolfshow.com. That's michigangolfshow.com. An accident slows you down on 8 Mile eastbound approaching John R. Still have that broken water main on Dexter Avenue north of Fenkel Street. Some moving lane closures on I-94 eastbound between 12 Mile and 23 Mile. That's until 2:30 this afternoon. And the I-696 westbound off-ramp to both northbound and southbound I-75 closed through late May. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Uphill climb to the numbers later this week. In fact, by Friday and Saturday, we're talking some 50s and 60s in the forecast. Cloudy today, a little freezing drizzle off to our north, 38 degrees downtown this afternoon, 27 tonight. Mostly cloudy Wednesday, high 44, and rains on Thursday, high 41. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore at the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Wednesday on JR Morning, we'll keep you up to date on conflict in the Middle East, find out what's on Michigan's legislative agenda, and it's Wednesday, so that means we play Name That Tune at 8:49, right here on WJR, WJR.com, and the always free WJR app.
Well, everybody looks at their, if they're lucky enough to have a Keogh. Do we still have Keoghs? IRAs, whatever investment plans you have, retirement planning that we all should do. You know, if we all knew what we know today, we'd all be rich by now, but we didn't know about putting $25 away every week in a Roth IRA or $50 a week when we were kids, mowing lawns or doing whatever we were doing. And we'd have millions of tax-free dollars today. Hopefully this generation knows that, and no one's going to screw that up. David Sowerby is Managing Director, Portfolio Manager of Ancora, Bloomfield Hills. And obviously, the markets are reacting to the conflict in Iran. David, always a pleasure. A global market sell-off intensified today. Iran is expanding its retaliatory attacks while they can around the Persian Gulf region. What are you doing? How are you keeping yours and your clients, like me, their powder dry?
Discipline. It's one word, Paul. You know, you woke up yesterday morning, futures were down. The market ended up flat for the day. You woke up this morning, the market was off more in early trading. It's still down, but it's down roughly 1%. We're not out of this yet. That's very important for investors to know. And nobody knows when it's ever going to end. But the rule of thumb is we get these 5% hiccups in the market between 2 and 3 times a year. We get 10% corrections on average once a year. Is this it? Perhaps. But but ideally, you got to stay disciplined, and then think about if the market is down 10% or more, you don't sell, but you get your shopping list out and you think about what can I buy that's cheaper today, more on sale than it was a couple of weeks ago. And that's usually the best rule of advice when we've got this uncertainty and markets have no appetite for uncertainty.
Well, I agree with you, not 100%, but 1,000%. I haven't said that lately, but now the president uses percentages that don't exist, so I can too. And the fact is, prolonged conflict, combination of higher energy costs, disrupted logistics, a generalized confidence shock, which is constituting a meaningful drag on global trade volumes at precisely the moment the world economy was still digesting the inflationary and growth consequences of the tariff shock. And it's concerning to me that as the president has talked about us being stronger than ever and getting along with all these other countries, some of these countries are acting like they don't really get along with us right now, which is something we have to deal with. But I do believe there's a tremendous buying opportunity ahead of us. But you said it best, David Sowerby, Managing Director and Portfolio Manager at Ancora, Bloomfield Hills. We don't know when that is.
We don't. The rule of thumb is we're seeing the playbook evolve. Oil stocks up. Oil prices are now up 30% this year. Travel stocks, and particularly the cruise lines, the last couple of days are weaker. But take a step back and look at all the travails that have existed when Russia invaded Ukraine 4 years ago. The stock market is still up 60%, 60% since that horrific invasion of Ukraine. That's about a 12% compounded annualized return, which just, I think, speaks well to the ability of U.S. companies to generate profits, sales, and cash flow, return it to the shareholder with higher stock prices. That's just one example of markets have a way of fighting through this near-term adversity. And that really is, I think, the rule of thumb as we think about all these challenges in Iran and the Middle East.
I just want to remind our listeners, too, that while the mainstream media pretty much ignored gas prices dropping significantly as they did, but they ignored it. And in other presidencies, that used to be a very big deal. Trust me when I tell you, as the prices at the pump go up, as they will, that will be a big story. So think about this. They didn't make a big deal out of the prices going down, but boy, are they going to make a big deal out of the prices going up. Just as an observer.
They do. They did in 2000. In the Gulf War in 1990, they did when we had the attacks in Iraq. They focus on oil companies gouging. Oil companies are not excessively profitable. There are certainly some very good ones to own. It's just supply and demand.
David Sowerby, the steady hand and disciplined hand of David Sowerby, Managing Director and Portfolio Manager at Ancora, Bloomfield Hills. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks for having me on with your listeners.
Always a pleasure, sir, and thanks for helping all of us. Coming up next, Marie Osborne, who has a special show tonight, a special edition of Spotlight tonight at 8 p.m., focusing on Iran. She's going to be here talking about something she's been studying for 25 plus years, conditions inside women's prisons. Marie Osborne up next here on WJR. It's 129.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-780-3599. 800-780-3599. 800-780-3599.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
DFCU Financial Partners through CUSO Financial Services can help you with all your wealth management needs. From navigating life's milestones, career, marriage, growing your family, starting a business, and retiring, they aim to simplify complex financial terms and investment options. With over $2.6 billion of total client assets as of August 2024, they're here to guide you through life. Visit DFCUFSinvest.com. Non-deposit investment products and services offered through CUSO Financial Services, LP, a registered investment advisor and member FINRA SIPC. Products offered through CUSO Financial Services are not NCUA, NCUSIF, or otherwise federally insured, are not guaranteed or obligations of the credit union, and may involve risk, including loss of principal. The credit union is contracted with CUSO Financial Services for investment services.
Hey, Jim Harper here. Quick story. I needed new glasses, and like many of you, I thought, well, I can go online. That's easy. But then I remembered the last time I did that, it wasn't easy. They didn't look good on me. They weren't cheap, and I couldn't see. So then what? You can't take them back to the store. It was on the web. But then I remembered Direct Optical Optique. Many of you got your glasses there. You looked great and had a wonderful experience. And that's what I remembered, the experience. I remembered Mariana, Frame Stylist of the Year, and how good she and her staff were at helping me find the right frames at a good price. And they have two great locations, Haggerty Road north of Maple in West Bloomfield, and in Canton on Ford Road next to IKEA. So go see Mariana at Direct Optical Optique. She still knows everybody by name. 3 generations of loyal customers for a reason, because you get the attention you deserve. Direct Optical Optique in West Bloomfield and in Canton, and at OptiqueDetroit.com.
If you keep doing what you're doing, where will you be in 10 years? When you go to work, your money is at home sitting on the couch. At Peak Wealth Management, we believe your money should work as hard as you do. Our Peak proven process ensures recommendations are in your best interest. As an independent, fee-based firm, we prioritize you, not big corporations. Visit peakwm.com for your second opinion and retire with peak confidence.
Hair volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or a delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting
putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's Ryan Armani. Everything costs more right now. Your roof doesn't have to wait. I'm here with Eric from Paramount Roofing, and they are offering a great way to save.
That's right, Ryan. Paramount Roofing is offering 5 years, 0% interest financing for people who need real solutions for their roofing project this year. That means premium materials, top-rated service, and a payment plan built for real-world budgets.
Call before March 31st to lock in this great offer. Visit weareroofing.com. That's weareroofing.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. If you'd like to discuss a lawsuit, text WORD to 323232, WORD to 323232, WORD to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
The Dan Bongino Show.
Damn, I missed you all. I've got so much content bottled up in my head. I got a lot of stuff. This is the kind of stuff. It's real. May not hear this anywhere else.
Hard truths.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about that I think is going to open a lot of eyes, and a lot of ignoramuses are going to get shut down.
And a bold perspective no one else can offer.
They are freaking out.
It's the comeback everyone's been waiting for.
Lovers, haters, friends, supporters, detractors, you're all welcome. I want to hear it all.
The Dan Bongino Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
See you there.
When news breaks,
we sought to make a deal. They just wanted to practice evil.
Turn to 760 WJR and WJR.com.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Marie Osborne with the WJR special report, The Mideast in Crisis.
Where news breaks first.
Congressman Tim Walberg, do you really hold out hope this morning that this will bring an honest regime change to Iran?
Well, a great question. And
some stations just repeat the news. We report the news.
Jerry Peters, U.S. Senator from Michigan. What is the possibility that we could see terrorist action in our very own country?
Yeah, I certainly think that's possible.
Then we talk about it.
Debbie Dingle.
Marie, I actually want to tell you this show has been, I think, very important for our community. I have been listening all morning.
Information and conversation. 760 WJR. You're hearing Focus with Paul W. Smith on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Glad you're here, and these are the very things I was mentioning much earlier. Now, President Donald Trump has said, I didn't hear it because I can't have the sound on my monitor, that was carrying his conversations with Germany, the German Chancellor, Friedrich Merz. But now he is saying, our president, is saying that the United States will cut off all trade with Spain after the European country refused to let the U.S. military use its bases for missions linked to strikes on Iran. Well, it's a socialist government. I don't know if this is one of the places where he said he had a beautiful relationship or not, but he's got to understand that there's going to be reactions like that, obviously from the socialist leadership of a variety of countries. Well, just follow it along the way. Tonight, a special program, a special edition of Spotlight with Marie Osborne, focusing on Iran. That's at 8 o'clock. I do hope you won't miss it. Meanwhile, Marie is here. Whoops, I don't have her. Let me just do something very quickly. A shame on me for reading all these other things that are coming through here. There's, as you can imagine, while we're at war, there's a lot of stuff happening and a lot of information is flying. And I turned off of where I was. Okay. Michigan lawmakers from both parties are demanding changes at Michigan's only prison for women after hearing emotional testimony about conditions inside the Huron Valley facility near Ypsilanti. WJR's Marie Osborne says Michigan's women's prisons have a long history of problems. In fact, she outlined these problems more than 25 years ago in 2 award-winning series here on WJR. And I'm led to believe that after your work, Marie, over these past over 25 years, things got better, but they're still not apparently good enough. Marie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Well, things did change after our reporting 25 years ago, but what I'm about to tell you is going to tell you that things haven't really changed that much. This piqued my interest last week when I saw this. During a legislative hearing in Lansing, former staff members and oversight officials described long-standing problems at the Huron Valley facility. This included mold throughout living areas, easy access to drugs, poor medical care, cases of women who died while in custody. And witnesses said employees who tried to raise concerns, well, they often faced pushback, and some staff are suspected of helping bring contraband into the prison. Lots of problems. The members of the House Oversight Committee said the issues point to failures that should have been addressed years ago. They argue the state is paying out large legal settlements while these underlying problems continue. Now, the state corrections leaders, they pushed back, saying Michigan provides nationally recognized programs in medical care, and the efforts are underway to limit contraband and improve safety. So right now, it's still in this oversight committee area where they're going to look into some of these allegations that were made. But Paul, as you said in your lead, 25 years ago, we reported on similar problems, but far more serious problems as well. In the Michigan women's prisons, we did 2 series. One was called Guardians of Fear, and the other one, Who's Guarding the Guards? And we uncovered abuse among the guards who, and at that time, there were allegations that they were raping prisoners. And then while I was reporting on that, I had female guards come and tell me confidentially that they too were being raped by male guards inside the women's prison system. So we did at least 3 dozen reports on this at the time. And we did see some changes happen inside the prisons. But at the time also, there was a really big problem with retaliation within the prison system. So some of that has changed. But the fact of the matter is, here we are back hearing about these types, similar problems, again, inside the prison system, the female prison system.
So disheartening, given that 25 years ago, you didn't just do a couple of quiet reports, Guardians of Fear and Who's Guarding the Guards. These were big deals. Both won national Edward R. Murrow Awards. And in addition, the series on the guards won a national headliner award. Both series won multiple Michigan Association of Broadcasters, Associated Press, and Women in Communications Awards. So these got a lot of attention. And yet you're telling me 25 years later, some of those systemic problems still exist and frankly flourish now.
Yeah, and probably the most egregious here that I'm thinking about and looking about in this the latest testimony that occurred was this easy access to drugs. And there shouldn't be drugs, obviously, in prison. And also the contraband that's coming into the prison. So these things have got to be addressed and looked at. You know, at the time when we did the original reporting, we found that the people running the prisons just didn't really want to talk about it. And, you know, the buck stopped at the governor's desk, and the governor really didn't want to answer a lot of these questions. The head of the prison system at the time, he did come on WJR, but he would not talk to me. So he came on. In fact, Paul, he spoke with you on your show,
The morning
talking
show.
about the morning show talking about the allegations. It just so happened that he chose to come on the radio station when I was on vacation with my family, my kids who were little at the time. And so that he chose that week to come to answer some of these complaints. So we always thought that was an interesting bit of timing there.
Fascinating. I honestly don't remember it, but fascinating for sure. And it is a very big issue. There, when you give quotes like "we treat animals better than we have treated these individuals," and things like that, we're not helping these people in prison. We're not rehabilitating them. We're making them worse, like has happened with a lot of prisons. And I appreciate the fact that 25 years later, you're still on top of this. We're looking forward to your special spotlight tonight at 8 o'clock. Focusing on Iran, Marie. We appreciate that hard work as you continue as WJR's Director of Community Affairs and News. Have a great show tonight.
We will, and we're just trying to stay on top of that story that is ever-changing.
Ever-changing indeed, and by tonight there'll be a lot more information out there, and we'll have it for you right here on News Talk 760 WJR, the great voice of the Great Lakes. Stay with us.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Get answers to your retirement planning questions by joining the president of the Brzezinski Group, Brett Brzezinski, for Inside Retirement Tuesday nights at 7. Firm offers insurance services, investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Micro. That's pound 250, Micro.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Even if you've given up on your New Year's resolutions, one health habit that's easy to keep is Active Liver from New Nordic. Active Liver protects your liver so you can enjoy life to the fullest. Online at Amazon, in stores at CVS, Walgreens, and now GNC.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Dang, I forgot the wakeboard. How am I supposed to enjoy myself without my favorite water activity? I mean, sure, we could still go tubing, fishing, or even just relax on a floaty, but without the wakeboard, what's the point?
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Pro-Life Across America.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by St. Clair County Community College STEM Fest. SC4 STEM Fest is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the SC4 campus in Port Huron. All are invited to this amazing free event with more than 150 hands-on, interactive science, technology, engineering, and mathematics activities. Register today at sc4.edu. The I-275 northbound off-ramp to eastbound I-96 closed for construction until 3 p.m. Same goes for the I-94 westbound off-ramp to M53. That's scheduled until 2:30 this afternoon. That accident on 8 Mile eastbound approaching John R. has cleared, and we still have some moving road work on the Lodge northbound between the Davison and Linwood. That's going to wrap up by 2:30 this afternoon as well. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Increasing rain chances for the late week forecast. A little freezing drizzle to our north this afternoon. Our high today 38, low tonight 27. Mostly cloudy Wednesday 44, and some rains on Thursday with a high of 40 degrees. Afternoon showers Friday 50 degrees, and showers on Saturday 63. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore at the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
Well, this is what we talked about earlier. These are the specifics now. Israel believes it killed multiple Iranian officials counting votes to pick the next supreme leader. Israel strikes Iran's Supreme Council during a vote for the new supreme leader. Seriously, how could they possibly decide that now's a good time to bring all of those people together under one roof and not expect to be obliterated by the Israelis, who clearly have inside information on everything Iran is doing? I don't get that at all.
Yeah, unless for some reason they thought they were safe if they were voting for a new government, but it didn't sound like it was going to be a very
Well, it's not like they announced to everybody, don't bomb us, we're voting for a new government.
right.
That's
Yeah.
just craziness.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially what happened less than a week earlier.
Here's another thing that I find fascinating. I haven't heard anyone talk about. So we know that the U.S. and Israel, a joint attack on Iran, would have an impact on global oil prices. That's a no-brainer. Because let's face it, Iran is not only Iran is a major oil producer, it could also impact global oil shipments by blocking the Straits of Hormuz, which they say if any ships come through there, they're going to set them on fire.
Yeah, like
and all of that.
20% of the world's oil supply comes through those straits.
Can you tell me how and why crude oil prices surged ahead of Saturday's attack? Does that not get anyone else's attention but mine?
I mean, especially with people who are, I'm not going to say conspiracy theorists out there, but people are always looking for connections that aren't actually there. So now this is a connection that's actually there. And I don't know, maybe, I mean, I know that the United States they were moving military assets into the area.
They've been doing that for weeks.
So maybe it was off of that. I don't know.
I'll read it again. Crude oil prices surged ahead of Saturday's attack. And the OPEC Plus delegates have confirmed that the alliance will weigh a more aggressive production increase when it convenes for an emergency session on Sunday.
A week later, that doesn't seem that urgent.
And the surge of oil prices ahead of the attack.
Yeah, the only thing I could guess is maybe they were watching the United States move military assets into the area. But other than that, it's a good question.
Pretty astonishing. All right. I don't know anything about this, but apparently people are sweeping up an IKEA plushie, like a stuffed animal.
Yes.
Are you familiar?
Yes, I think this has something to do with Push the Monkey. Have you heard of Push the
I
Monkey?
love Push the Monkey.
Yeah.
I love Push the Monkey. Is that what this is about? Wait, let's ask the new kid on the block, Abby Pelkey. Abby, you kind of acted like you were aware of the IKEA stuffed animal. Are you aware of it?
Oh yeah, I love that little monkey.
So IKEA got smart and jumped all over that monkey idea. This is for people who don't know.
Right.
This monkey was shunned by its mother, shunned by all the monkeys. So somebody took, I guess it was an IKEA stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Like an orangutan, or I don't know what it was. It wasn't necessarily a monkey. And the little monkey who was shunned grabbed a hold of that thing, and that was his best buddy. And we saw lots of footage of him dragging it around, keeping it with him. Now, the rest of the story is he has started to get along with all the other monkeys, and they've now started to embrace him, and he is spending far less time with the stuffed monkey.
Oh.
And now apparently shoppers are spending more time with the IKEA stuffed animal because they went viral, sold out at stores around the world. So they're rushing to get them in. But of course, they're a dollar short. I don't know what that expression is.
A day late and a dollar short.
A day late and a dollar short because the monkeys have already moved on.
My wife and her mom went to IKEA looking for
just to get the monkey.
Yeah, and I was going to say haven't been able to find them anywhere, but there's only one IKEA around here. But yeah, it's been sold out ever since Push stole the heart of a world.
Well, Push certainly did steal the heart of the world, and news media used it a couple of 2-3 nights in a row just to break our minds off all the other news that is out there. And you got to admit, it was the cutest thing to see that little monkey moving around like that.
And I'm so relieved that the other monkeys have taken Push in.
Yeah, me too.
Because that was bumming me out.
We never heard why Monkey Mom and the rest of them had shunned this Push.
Well, they better not be coming back around now that Push is rich and famous. They had their chance.
Yes, they had their chance. All right. Thanks to the team. Mike Parsons, our executive producer, Danielle Mason helping out Abby Pelkey. I hope you enjoyed yourself, Abby. Look, she put her headphones down. Didn't think I'd be talking to her. I hope you've enjoyed yourself, Abby Pelkey. You've got a great teacher there in Danielle. And Rich Luzinski, keeping track of our WJR traffic and weather first. Now, I want you to stand by for news, but before we get to that, it's JR Afternoon with the one and only Ryan Ermani.
Paul, how we doing today?
We're doing great, and I'm doing great by being the sandwich between my daily dose of Deets and All Talk with Kevin. And there's me from noon to 2. Then there's you from 2 to 4, JR Afternoon, Ryan. And then there's Mitch Albom. And then there's Sports Wrap. I mean, it's just an incredible lineup. I'm happy to be a part of it.
You're telling me. I mean, come on. To first of all, to follow you. I mean, I don't even know how the heck I do that, but I do my best, Paul. And then to precede Mitch, come on, man.
Well, thankfully, the folks from Barrett Media picked us all to be big winners in the country, which is a big deal when you consider we're in the 13th largest market in the country, and we beat out stations in the top 10 markets.
It's incredible.
In the top markets for the entire country at this great radio station, at the leadership of Ann Thomas and so many other people that make these things happen. What are you doing today?
Today, we are going to talk about the fracture in the Republican Party. Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly coming out strongly against the war with Iran. What impact will this have, if any, with the MAGA base?
You know, I don't see Tucker Carlson anywhere anymore. And I know he's very much on social media, but I don't see it. Do you see it very much?
I do see him on social media because I'm pretty active in that space. But again, does it have any impact at all?
Well, we'll see. Time will tell. And stand by for news and JR Afternoon with the one and only Ryan Ermani. Talk to you tomorrow. Regards, Paul W. Smith.